Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Tutelage, a guide to learner. Here, this is Sriparna. I hope all of you are doing good. So today we are going to discuss different learning programs in India. If you have missed my last session, so don't waste any time. Just go to my first comment and my description box where my last session link is already provided. And learner, if you like my videos, so please do not forget to subscribe my channel and please like the videos. Okay, so let's get started the session. So here we can see three learning programs in India. So first one is Oriental learning programs, second one is conventional learning programs, and third one is non-conventional learning programs. So now we are going to discuss three types of learning programs. So learner, first one is Oriental learning program. So what do you mean by a Oriental learning programs? So it is basically the education that teaches about one's Eastern culture, language, lifestyle, people and its history. So basically the field of Oriental learning involves some courses based on the study of Eastern society, Asian studies, Middle Eastern studies, Islamic studies, sinology, etc. Okay, so that thing is known as the Oriental learning programs. So basically, any bachelor and master's programs on Eastern language, Asian studies, sinology, Indology, it is called as Oriental learning programs. So here we can see the what is the basic meaning of Indology. So basically, Indology is the study of Indian history, literature, philosophy and culture. And now going to the next one, that is Sinology. Sinology is the study of Chinese language, history, customs and politics. I think this is clear. What do you mean by a Indology and Sinology? Okay, so now move on to the next programs. So this is conventional learning program. So basically it involves the learning inside a classroom setup. Okay. So it is called the traditional learning programs also. Okay. So conventional learning involves the learning inside a classroom setup and it doesn't make use of modern technology in learning. So now move on to the third one. So third one is non-conventional learning programs. So as the name suggests, these type of programs involve the use of modern technology. So with the development of technology, students now have the option to enroll in online courses where they can learn from videos, handouts available online. So certificates can also be generated upon completion of the course also. So, for example of the non-conventional learning programs, different degree, diploma, certificate courses available in MOOC platform and that is called non-conventional learning. So basically, non-conventional learning programs involve the use of modern technology. Okay. So here we can see pictorial example of conventional learning programs and basically you all know that conventional learning programs involves the learning inside a classroom setup. Okay, so now move on to the next slide. So basically here we can see the difference between the traditional education system and online education system. Okay. So here we can see the traditional education system or conventional learning programs basically involves the learning inside a classroom setup and on the other hand, non-conventional learning programs involve the use of modern technology. Okay. So here we can see types of education and education is of three types. The first one is formal education, second one is informal education and third one is non-formal education. So now going to explain what is formal, informal and non-formal education. So here we can see the definition of the formal education. So formal education is any type of teaching where there is instruction, supervision and definite aims, etc. Okay, so that type of education is called the formal education. So what is the example of the formal education? So schools, colleges, universities, etc. So all are the perfect example of the formal education. So basically it refers to the classroom teaching where face-to-face interactions take place between the teacher and students. The teacher can make use of lectures, presentation, slides, posters, models, etc. to illustrate the content. Okay, so it can be teacher centered or student centered. So basically, which is depending on the teaching techniques, strategies, teaching aids which are used by the teacher. So I think this is clear. What do you mean by a formal education? So now going to the next one. So, second one is informal education. So, informal education can occur outside of the structured curriculum. It aims to establish or enhance the environments in which people can learn and expand their experiences and make changes. So, it is basically learned from the family, peer group, society, and the environment. So, education for which no formalities are observed is known as informal type of education. So informal type of education is learned from the family, society, peer group and the environment. So now going to the third one, that is non-formal education. So non-formal education is far wider and more inclusive than the schooling system, which imparts wider experiences out of the school. Okay, so non formal education refers to the education that occurs outside the formal school system. So basically, non formal education system helps individual with decision making and builds self confidence. It fosters development of skills and knowledge. So non formal education system is voluntary. Okay, so I think this is clear to everyone. So if you have any doubt on it, so please do one comment in my comment section. I will reply you positively. So now move on to the next slide. So learner, here we can see different pictorial examples of formal, informal and non-formal education system. So, learner, we have already told what do you mean by a formal learning system and what do you mean by a informal education system. Okay, so now going to some differences between formal and informal learning system. So we have already told formal education basically refers to the classroom teaching where face-to-face interaction take place between the teacher and students. So that's why the first one is, so the first one is formal learning is structured, second one is formal learning is goal oriented, and third one, which is one of the most important features of formal learning or formal education, that is instructor led. So that means the teacher can make use of lectures, presentations, slides, models, etc. to illustrate his or her content in the classroom. Okay, so now going to the next one, that is methods of formal education system, and we have already told formal education refers to the classroom teaching where face-to-face interaction take place between teacher and students, and I think this is clear. So now move on to the next one, that is informal education. So we have already told informal education system is basically unplanned and there is no set goals of informal learning system, and it is basically the self-directed process. Okay, and the methods of informal learning system, that is unplanned. So basically, informal education is learned from family, peer group, society, and the environment. So that's why there is no fixed methods of informal education system. Okay, so I think this is clear to everyone. If you have any doubt on it, so please do one comment in my comment section. I will reply you positively. Okay. So we are done for the today's session. I hope this session will be very useful to you. If you like my session, do not forget to like, share and comment, and please do some support and subscribe my channel for getting more useful sessions. I will come again with a new session. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you to all of you. Happy learning. Keep commenting.